What's up, everybody? My name is Parasite. Welcome to the Tactic Tester with Newcastle on FM22. Today, we will be spending nearly 300 million American dollars on players to get this Newcastle team up to scratch to fit our new tactic, which it's a little out there. The whole point of the Tactic Tester, if you haven't seen it before, is to test weird, unique shapes or tactics or just roles, something you don't see used very often. So, we've done two so far. One with Atletico Madrid, which was relatively successful. One with Borussia Dortmund, who was very successful. I'm not sure about this one. This one's even more out there than those previous two. So we'll see if it works. But I'm going balls to the wall for this one. This is going to be all or nothing. We're either going to win the league or we're going to get relegated. I don't know if there's going to be any in between. So the tactic, if you're ready for it, is a 5-5. We have 5 defenders, all on attack, including the goalkeeper, and then no midfielders, no defensive midfielders, 2 attacking midfielders, 2 inside forwards, and an advanced forward. So our width is not coming from our wingers, they're inside forwards. It's not coming from our wingbacks, they're inverted wingbacks. It's coming from our wide center backs. We will see if the wide center backs are good enough to provide all the width for a system. We have inverted wingers acting like the midfielders we don't have. We have a libero acting like the midfielder we don't have. We have inside forwards cutting in, advanced playmaker and attacking midfielder dropping deep and picking up the ball, and it's just going to be a thing. Newcastle 5-5, yes, it's a thing. And here are the instructions. The whole point is to tweak them as we go, so this might not work straight out of the box. I don't expect it to work straight out of the box, but I'm going to tweak things along the way, see if we can get it to work. Attacking with this narrow because we're going shorter passing, much lower tempo. We're trying to retain possession. The whole point, and the whole way this works, is if we slowly make our way up the pitch, letting our inverted wingbacks make their way forward into midfielder positions, letting our libero make it up the pitch into midfielder positions, give our wide center backs plenty of time to overlap. So going direct, going high tempo, we just it'd be a mess. We have to take our time, work the way up the pitch, play out of defense, work the ball into the box, wait for the overlaps, distribute to center backs, counter press, but only hold shape. We don't want to counter. We want to go slow. We want to give our team time to get in position. So we're holding shape. Force opposition outside. Obviously, we've got wingbacks and wingers, and we have no midfielders, so it kind of makes sense to force them outside. And I wanted to shrink the lines a little bit because I just didn't want such a huge gap between our attacking midfielders and our center backs. So I went with a higher defensive line and a standard line of engagement. Full press, though. Prevent short goalkeeper distribution. Get stuck in. Get stuck in is one I like on every single save. Prevent short goalkeeper distribution. We have 3 center backs. That should be fine. I want to press the defense. I want to press the opposition because we're trying to retain possession. If they have the ball, we can't have possession. So I want to try to get it back as soon as possible. This is like a mix between gegenpressing and possession tactics. So yeah, and these here are the players I think are going to stay in and around the first team. They might be upgraded on if I have money left over, but as of now, I'm not intending on improving their position. So Dubravka is going to stay in goal. St. Maximin is almost guaranteed to spot in left inside forward. He's the best player on the team. Callum Wilson probably is going to keep his job as the advanced forward unless we just have a lot of money to spare. On the bench, Darlow's going to be our backup. Hayden's going to be like a backup. He's going to be like a backup's backup, a wide center back, or a right wing back. I'm going to train with right wing back as well. He's going to be a utility player. We got Shar, who I think is actually a pretty good wide center back. He's got good dribbling. He's got good passing. He's decently physical, decent mentals. I think he could actually do really well at this job. So he's going to stay and be a backup. Right back's going to be Manquillo. I think he's pretty good. Jamal Lewis, not quite that good, but he might be a guy, if we have the money, we replace him on the bench. We're definitely getting the new starter in. Miguel Almiron, another player I'm kind of on the fence of. I don't think he's really that good, but he is left-footed. He can play the position. Joe Willock is definitely going to stay, though. Joe Willock's going to be our main backup attacking midfielder. Fraser's probably going to be our main backup left inside forward. And then Longstaff's going to be like a backup for attacking midfield. Other than that, the only one people in this team I might keep is Jacob Murphy. Probably Freddie Woodman I'll keep. That's probably it. No one else really fits into the system. Maybe Emil Croft, but he can play wide center back. He can't play center back. He's decently tall, but he's just not good. So if we can not find a good player and we have to go with a bad player, that's the bad player we're going to go with. So now we have to get into scouting. And I'll show you how we are scouting to bring this team back to relevance. So my whole process to scouting to improve this Newcastle team is going to be around world reputation. The higher rep players you can get, the best good high reputation players you can get. Bad or high reputation players won't do a whole lot for you. You want good players for reasonable fees that are decent reputation. Bring them in and increase the club's reputation, increase the quality of the team, meaning more players be likely to sign if you have a higher quality team around them. Like right now, who wants to play for this Newcastle team? There's no talent. But if I can convince a few pretty good players to join the team, we could start suddenly getting even more players that want to join. And then even more players want to join. And then super really good players will want to join. So definitely get the best high reputation players first. If you have players that you want that aren't high rep, that no one else is in for, hold off on them a little bit. Hold off. Wait until you've got, make sure there's no other player in his position that is better that you can sign. So I'm going to go through here, make a short list, see who you can bring in this club, see who I think is going to be good enough to, like I said, take us to the next level. And here's the short list. These are the players that have decent world reputation, that are decent players for a decent price. Got a list of about 10, 11 players here, different positions. Andrea Belotti's the first name. Obviously, everyone knows Andrea Belotti. Very good player. Again, I said my striker is kind of a last scenario thing, so he's not going to worry about him first. Kieran Trippier is someone he definitely might sign. English, right back. Doesn't fit the roles perfectly because he's not the best passer in the world, and he's really good at crossing, which will kind of be a waste. But it's Kieran Trippier. Ceballos, another option for attacking midfield. Renan Lodi is probably going to be our left back. He just fits this tactic perfectly. As an inverted wingback, he has everything you want. Passing, dribbling, first touch, long shots, technique. Just doesn't have flair. That's the only thing he doesn't have. Everything else is 12 or above. He's even fast enough for it. Like, he's perfect. He's probably going to be one of our first signings. Pulgar is probably going to be our backup libero. I have our starting libero figured out as well. I'm pretty sure. I'm going to maybe wait a little bit on signing him because he doesn't have the highest reputation, but he's a really good player. So I might sign a few of our other players that I think are going to be better reputation and just as good and can maybe improve our reputation enough. I'll see if anyone better comes into the scout reports, but Pulgar looks like our first sure backup libero. He's just solid everywhere. Nearly no attributes below a 10. Like, he's got 10 finishing, 4 long throws, and 9 leadership. Everything else is like 12 and above. The only thing he's missing out on that I would like to have is dribbling, and he doesn't really know the position, but I think he's just going to be really good. I'll train him there. He'll be fine. Dele Alli, an option to attacking midfield. Giovanni Lo Celso, an option to attacking midfield. Doherty, our other option at right back. Boga, if I did replace, what's his name? Ryan Fraser. If I did replace Fraser, it'd be with Jeremy Boga. He's really good. Right inside forward, on the left-hand side. Really cheap. He's just a perfect player. If you ever want a budget left winger, get Jeremy Boga. Right winger backup is probably going to be Yanazai. We'll see if I get any better options, but it's probably going to be Yanazai. Keep this up so we can see reputation. 3-star reputation. These last ones are guys that I think I want to sign as starters or backups that don't have the most reputation, so I'll hold off a little bit. But Tyrone Mings, I feel like it's a perfect left wide center back. 10 crossing, 12 dribbling, really good passing, pretty decent pace, and he's huge. Like, he's just perfect for a wide center back. And he's left-footed. It's hard to find good left-footed wide center backs. So I think I'm going to go with him. Mikel Marino is going to be our starting libero. He's really good. We might even go for him a little bit early just because he's got a lot of ability. So his improved ability will really kind of prop up this team, even though he doesn't have the highest reputation. But he just has everything you want in a libero. Like, let's look at libero. He can kind of play there. Dribbling, check. First touch, check. Heading, check. Long shots, check. Everything. Everything marks off. He's a very good player. He's going to be one of our first signings. And Blank Star is a final one. A backup left wide center back. He's got everything you want in a wide center back. Crossing, dribbling. He's decent defensively, decently fast. And he's not super expensive. I mean, it's not cheap for a backup, but 19 to 28 million for a 22-year-old. I'm okay with that. But our first signing is not on this list. He's not on any list of players that believe they will want to join Newcastle. If you go transfer, doubtful, he won't show up. I'll prove it. Let's go to his position. He is a position. He's only accomplished at this position. He's accomplished at attacking midfielder right, and his preferred foot is not right. He's a left footer. So look at all the left-footed players that can play on the right wing at an accomplished level. Rafinha, Kulusevski, really expensive. Rodrigo, Mkhitaryan, Zaniolo is a pretty good option, but he's really expensive. Vela, maybe, Falque, Bernardeschi, Malcolm. I mean, if he was on this list, he would be above Januzaj. So he's that good. He's going to be on this list above those players. So he's just not on the list. Neres is even on there. It's not Neres. He's just not on the list. Because Marx Edwards is another guy I might sign. Let me add him to the short list real quick. So Marx Edwards is another guy I might sign. He is a very good inside forward, and he's English, and he's not super expensive. So he could end up being the backup. It's him or Januzaj. I need to decide between those two. But our guy is not on this list. You will not find him. But if you go to the player profile, his name, Nabil Fekir. If you go to his player profile, ask the agent, tell him we're very keen. He is interested. He would believe they would benefit his family financially, 40 to 52 million, but he will sign 135 to 190K a week. You can sign Nabil Fekir. He's probably the best player you can sign day one for Newcastle, and we will be signing him. So let's go ahead and sign him now. And we have agreed a deal for Nabil Fekir, 50 million, 25 up front. I'm going to be doing installments because I want to spend 500 million. Obviously, I said I'm spending 300. In total, it's going to be like 500, but 300 now, 500, 600 million after a couple of years. So we're going to be probably bankrupting this club, but we'll be buying all the best players in the world. 55 total million for Nabil Fekir. I think that's a bargain. Let's sign him. Let's go back to the short list. We are also going to be signing Michael Marino because he's got really good ability. 4.5-star player. Really good libero. So let's sign him up. So far, they've turned us down, but I am determined to make this deal happen. He has a minimum fee release clause of 53 million. If I have to meet it, I'm going to meet it. But I'm going to try to get him with negotiable fees and installments. So I can pay a little bit less than that. It'll let me bring in some even more players. So we'll see. We'll do some more work. See if we can bring him in. We've got one last signing we're going to make. Actually, maybe two last signings we're going to make before we wait for the players to come in. Get our reputation boost. Get our quality boost. And then see what other players are available for us. So the player we're going to go for first is Renan Lodi. I think we're not going to get a better left back than him. 28 to 34 million. I think that's a good deal. Very worth the money. Let's give him hopefully around 30 million. A little bit more expensive than I wanted, but 36 million for Renan Lodi is a good deal. I'm happy with that. Let's finalize that signing. We got one more signing to make before we wait for the players to come in and see our reputation boost. It's going to be Eric Pulgar. I don't think I'm going to find a cheap, good option like Eric Pulgar to be that libero anywhere else. 8.8 to 13 million. Super good deal. Not the best player in terms of current ability, but I think he's going to be perfect for what we need. So let's sign him. Very cheap. 8.8 to 13. Hopefully get him for around, it probably might be more than that. Maybe 15 million. A little bit cheaper than I thought. We got him right at 13 million. So let's bring him in. And here's proof that Nabil Fekir will sign for you. 50 million, but he's interested in talking. He's got reservations, but no one else wants him. He's willing to talk, and we're going to talk. So let's start negotiations. I will improve the coaching team probably. Don't really want to bring in midfielders. I'm not going to help bring in a player to help you settle. See if he'll just accept with those. He will. Good deal. Wants 275. I want him closer to like 210 probably. With maybe an 8.5 million deal and $1 million for his agent. No sell-on fee percentage. No minimum fee release clause of any kind. Foreign clubs, just general, domestic clubs, nothing. No release clauses are going to be in this contract. Let's see what he says. 300. What about 220? 8.5, 1 million. 245. 230. Actually, I want this to 1 million. I like even numbers. He agrees. 230K per week. It's a lot of money, but it's Nabil Fekir. I think it's worth it. Now we got a couple other players to sign. We got Marino's deal to figure out, but I'll do that off camera. We'll get that done, and we'll be back when we're ready to sign these players and see our reputation boost. And here he is. Nabil Fekir is set to sign for Newcastle. 29 million will be removed from the transfer budget, but we will have the best player you can probably sign with Newcastle as your first signing. It is Nabil Fekir, and he's going to slot right in. Accept. All right, Fekir has signed. Lodi has signed, and now Pulgar has signed. Unfortunately, we haven't got Mikel Marino just yet. I still really want him, but they're only willing to let him go for this release clause. I don't want to spend all that money up front without knowing I have enough money for bringing the rest of the team. If I have to find somebody different, if Pulgar has to be our starting libero, it's not the worst thing, but I really want Mikel Marino. But now we got these three players in. We can see just what players it's unlocked for. See if there's any new players on that list that can be useful players for us that weren't interested before that are interested now. So I'll get to the scouting. I'll look through the list, see if there's any names to bring you. And just to prove it works, just off the bat, the first names that weren't on here before that are on here now, Nikola Milinkovic. He is now an option. I don't know if he actually fits our wide center back or libero. He's alright, but he might not be exactly what we're going for. But another one, Alfonso Davies is apparently would sign for Newcastle. It's a lot of money, but he could sign for Newcastle. Jude Bellingham now would be willing to sign for Newcastle. Those are the main names, but let me go through this list a little bit more. I'm sure I could find somebody that could be great for us. Alright, so a few new names have appeared. We've gone through the list, found a few names. Dominik Livakovic is one of them. Obviously, everybody knows Dominik Livakovic pretty much at this point. Very good young goalkeeper. Not young anymore, 26, but very good goalkeeper at a small club that could join for cheap. 13 to 19 million. Again, I'm gonna wait. He's gonna be like my last signing if I do make it. If I have money left over. Another one is Mancini. He could be an option as that libero if we can't get Mikel Marino. He's pretty dang good. He's pretty quick, really good physically, amazing mentals, good on the ball. He just doesn't have the best dribbling, and he doesn't have good crossing otherwise, so he can't really be a wide center back. But he's got about everything else. 17 heading even for a guy at 6'3", and he's super cheap too. 15 to 22 million. That is a bargain. Another new guy that showed up, another center back. Another libero option, Maxence Lacroix from Wolfsburg. 26 to 32 million, but he is 18 pace, 16 acceleration at 6'3". 13 dribbling, 12 first touch, 13 passing, 13 vision. I think I'll go with this guy over Mancini. Just because he's so fast, he'd be a really good libero. It's like liberos, they need to get back quick. If they are far ahead when you give the ball away, they need to get back and get in their defense line quick. Because they act like as a sweeper too, so Lacroix is perfect. I might just sign him over Mikel Marino. Like Marino's not nearly as fast. He's a better passer, which is why I still probably want to go with Marino. And he's a better dribbler. Marino could be a wide center back for us even. I never considered that. Marino's the right wide center back. I saw his passing, so I figured libero, but maybe I can get both of them. Mings maybe for the left, Marino for the right, Maxence Lacroix through the middle. That'd be a good defense. That'd be a really good defense. Let's pick the team that we've got right now. This is what we've got so far. Fakir, Maximin, Wilson. Let's throw in the new players that just signed. Get rid of these. So Renan Lodi on the left. And Eric Pulgar on the bench as a backup libero. Yeah, it's coming together. Little by little, it's coming together. 2 attacking midfielders, one of which I think I've already found. A right back and 3 center backs. And we might know who our 3 center backs are going to be. I mean, at least 2 of the 3. Maybe Lacroix could be a right wide center back. Let me look at him again. 6 crossing isn't great for a wide center back. He's a better libero. Doesn't have long shots, but I'm not super worried about that. Everything else he's got. It's just Marino's going to be so expensive. $53 million straight up. I don't know if I want to do that. Mancini maybe could be a wide center back, but only 6 crossing as well. 11 dribbling. I don't really want to play Mancini as a wide center back. I don't think he's actually perfect for this team. He'd be really good if you're playing a normal team, like a normal center back. He's amazing for that price. But, yeah, might not be for us. We need to make some other signings, though. We need an attacking midfielder, and I found who we're going to sign. He's not on this list. Well, he is. But he's not listed as a doubtful interest. He's not listed as any interest. But just like Fakir, he will sign. He wouldn't before. Now that we've signed Fakir, he will. If we get rid of this transfer, the player we're signing, got to do a deal still, but I'm pretty sure we're going to get it through the door. Marco Ascencio. 3.5-star world reputation. Marco Ascencio from Real Madrid. 33 to 40 million. I already asked his agent, and he could be preferred choice be PSG, but he isn't sure about joining, but it would benefit his family financially, just like Fekir. 33 to 40 million, 130 to 190k per week. Star player, all this. I'll play him wherever the hell he wants. Just get on my pitch. Play for me, please. 33 to 40 million. Let's do it. And we've signed him. Well, not fully signed yet, but we have a deal agreed for Marco Asensio. 16 million up front, 34.5 potential value. Gonna accept those demands. Let's work on a contract. Asensio is going to become a Newcastle player. He will negotiate 180 to 240k. He's the Nabil Fekir of attacking midfield, which they both play attacking midfield, but he's like they both actually play both roles. But I think Asensio is going to play attacking midfield, and Fekir is going to play on the wing. So let's sign him. Attacking midfielder. I want to be a playmaker, actually, so we'll see if we can get rid of that. Also, we're not going to do that. We will improve the coaching team. See if we'll accept those. Let's go. 300k. How about 220? 1.5 for your agent. You can get 8.5. And no sell-on fee percentage. Okay, you're supposed to go down, but let's go 230. 1.5. There we go, 275. Okay, 235. There we go. Marco Asensio is going to become a Newcastle player. See if that opens up other players for us. And Marco Asensio signs for Newcastle. Accept. All right, see if there's any new names on this list. Let's just go right into it. See if there's any new names we show up. Go to the top. Nothing really so far. I don't know if that ends up really opened up much else for us, but I mean, that's so big of a signing. The recent Veretout, two big names on there. Ben Yedder, Musiala, but I don't know if that's exactly what we should be looking for. I don't know. I'll go through this list, see if I got any names to bring up. All right, we've gone through the list. Not a whole lot of names have really appeared. One I've looked at is Jamal Musiala, possibly as our attacking midfielder. It's pretty expensive, but obviously he's 18 years old and ridiculous. Like, he's one of the best wonder kids in the game. But with this being a one-season save, I don't know if it's the right idea to buy a young player like that. So it's probably going to be down to Lo Celso, Dele Alli, and that's about it. Probably Lo Celso, Dele Alli, and I think Lo Celso is better. He's got that defensive ability that if we need him to track back and defend, he can actually do pretty well. I think he's just a perfect signing for this team. He's not super expensive. He knows the language. He knows the league. He knows everything. So 28 to 34 million. I don't think we're going to get much better. So let's go for Lo Celso. I think we're also going to go for one of these three right backs. The three I found are Karsdorp, Doherty, and Trippier. Trippier is the most expensive of them, but he's English. He doesn't have the best dribbling. Not the best passer the world has ever seen, but he's really good defensively. Really good work rate. Really good stamina. Not super fast, but you don't really need to be as an inverted wingback. He's got good composure. Got good decisions. Pretty good decisions. 12 is okay. 13 concentration. Then if you look at Doherty, I mean, he's still got pretty good stamina. Doesn't have the work rate. Doesn't have the defensive ability quite as much. Still not much of a passer, but he's a really good dribbler. Again, good concentration, decisions, and composure. I think he's probably my least favorite of the three. Karsdorp, he's really fast, which I don't know if is necessary for an inverted wingback. I mean, it helps getting back into position quicker. He's not as good technically. He's just not as well-rounded. He's a really good passer, though. 15 passing, 13 vision. Not nearly as good defensively. 18 off the ball, too, is very good. Good composure, concentration, decisions. I think I'm going to go for Karsdorp. I've never used him before. I really like his off-the-ball pace and passing. And I feel like that's going to be really important. And he's the cheapest. So let's go for Karsdorp. And I think we're also going to make our decision for our backup right inside forward. It's going to be between Januzaj and Marx Edwards. Januzaj is a little bit cheaper. Marx Edwards is a little bit more expensive, but he's English. So let's compare them. If we look at the overview, I mean, there's not a huge difference between them. Edwards is a little bit better mentally, physically, and attacking-wise. Januzaj better vision, physicals, and aerially, which I'm not really worried about aerial. But so, if you're counting things that I'm worried about, mental, attacking, and speed, that's three areas to only two. But if we look at the actual attributes, So dribbling is the same. Finishing is the same. First touch, Marx Edwards has him slightly. Long shots is pretty significant to Yanazai, which is important. Passing to Yanazai as well. Technique to Yanazai as well. I don't like Yanazai's mentals, though. 14 anticipation, 16 composure, 14 decisions. For an inside forward who wants to score goals is really good. 11, 13, 13. Not nearly as good. I think those alone might sway me towards Marcus Edwards. He's got better off the ball. Got better teamwork, which I don't think is super important, but lower work rate. I kind of would prefer the work rate, and he's a little bit faster. Not quite as strong, but I don't think strength is going to be a huge difference between these two players. I think we're going to go for Marcus Edwards. Yeah. I'm trying to think of any reason why I wouldn't. I don't think there's a reason why not. 22 to 32 million. Let's go. Another couple of players we're going to go for is our two left-sided center backs. I've looked, and I don't think there's anyone out there that's a better option than Tyrone Mings and Malang Sarr. For our two positions, I think those are the left-footed players. I want a left footer on the left-hand side. I think it's actually really important. So I think Mings is a great signing. His physicals are amazing. He's got good technical ability, good physical ability, good mental ability. So I think he's a perfect signing for us. 30 to 44 million. See if we can get him for closer to, it's probably going to be closer to 40. All right, it's pretty expensive. Only 20 million up front, but 47 potential value for it. I mean, it's expensive, but I think he's worth it. English as well. It just makes sense. And 25 million for Malang Sarr. 12 up front, 12 after 12 months, or 12 monthly installments of 30 years. Or I don't know what it is, but installments of 12 million and then 1 million after 50 games. Good deal. So all the players we've gone for have signed. Lo Celso, in at the attacking midfielder. Karsdorp, our right inverted wingback. Mings, our left wide center back. Sarr, our backup left wide center back. And Marcus Edwards, our backup right inside forward. So that leaves 3 positions left for us to fill. The libero, the right wide center back, and the backup advanced playmaker. I don't think the wide advanced playmaker will be hard to find. I need to make some decisions at this. I need to see if any new players are available. If not, I still have quite a bit of money left. 95 million. So I don't know if I can go for Mikel Marino. I just think I can't sign 3 players with paying 53 million up front. But I'll have to look at my options and make the last couple signings. After what seems like hours of scouring the transfer market, I think we've come up with our starting right wide center back on attack and backup advanced playmakers. They're going to be Benjamin Pavard, as long as I can get a contract with him. We have a deal accepted for transfer, but he's on 160K a week, so he might ask for a lot, but he's pretty good. Really good mentally. 17 composure being a standout attribute. 16 teamwork, 15 positioning. Really good tackler, really good passer, really good work rate. Not the best in terms of crossing and dribbling, but as a wide center back, I think he'll be fine. He's been a good player. It's going to be pretty cheap, though. 28 total million, 12 million up front. And then Karim Demirbay is our other one. Same thing, 13 million up front. This time 28 over the time. I really like Karim Demirbay. He's 28 years old, but he's a great set piece guy for us. 16 free kick taking, 17 crossing, 18 corners, 17 passing, 16 vision, 16 technique. He's a really good advanced playmaker. Like, really good. I've used him in my tactic tester for Leverkusen, and he was amazing for me. So I want to see if he's just as good in this game. So then that only leaves our libero. And I'm going to wait for those 2 players come in because I need to see how much money we have. I still want Mikel Marino. If we have the money to get Marino, I will get him in. If we don't, I'm going to bring in Lacroix. So we know those are the 2 options. Lacroix or Marino. So we're actually on the day of the last game, though. So that's going to bring us to a close. That is it for our transfer special, our first episode of Tactic Tester with Newcastle. We know the squad. If you want to see it, this is the majority of the squad here. Wilson, St. Maximin, Celso, Lo Celso, Ascencio, Fekir, Karsdorp, Lodi, Mings, hopefully Mikel Marino, and Benjamin Pavard, and Dubravka and net. I think that's a good first team. I think that first team can finish in the European spots. We'll say the European spots. Will this tactic work? That's to find out next episode. So, don't forget to come back. It's going to be pretty cool. I'm really excited to see how this works. I really appreciate you taking time out of your day to watch this. I hope you've enjoyed it, but that's going to be the end of this episode. If you made it this far, why don't you like the video, subscribe, and click the bell. The links to all my socials and my Twitch are in the description. I really appreciate all your support. Thank you all for joining me, and I'll see you next time.